All right. So I did some like bullet points of like why assigning activities to students in Boardmaker might be helpful. I mean, it allows you to individualize for a specific student. So like IEP goals, if students working on something specific, you can make something in Boardmaker or even find something in Boardmaker that you can assign just to them that they can work on. I know Karen, in the past, you've done a lot with the visual supports that you can easily get to for your students on the iPads, social stories, their core boards. And one thing that did improve when Boardmaker made some of their changes in the fall is that you can access it anywhere. They actually made QR codes now. So if parents have the ability to download the app, and it's available on multiple platforms, Google Play, App Store, Microsoft Store, it could be like something they do between home and school. So if it's a core board or it's a visual support, parents would have access to it now as well, which is kind of nice. It's something you can do to give students a quick review of something, or if they just need like a brief practice over something you're going over, numbers, letters, anything like that. It's a good way to get additional data for TSG or like IEP goals if you just need a different way to get some data on a student. And then also it's kind of good for working on generalization. Like if you work on it in one aspect of the classroom and then work on in Boardmaker, students can work on generalizing the skill to a different setting. So there are some good ways that you can apply it. And if you want to be thinking about some ideas while I'm going through, at the end, we can brainstorm some other ways that we might want to use it. But first things first, we seriously have a ton of license for this. We have like 300 student licenses, and we're currently only using 80, which is a few Met kids and all the Anger kids. So we have like 200 something licenses available. So if you want to use this with your students, I just reach out to me. I can get you set up. Even if you're not quite sure yet, if you're on the fence, go ahead and give me some names and I can put them in and they'll have a login. And if you use it, great. If you don't use it, that's okay. But we seriously have a ton of licenses we can use. I always keep it simple. The username is always their last name, first name, and then the password is just their first name. So anybody, the whole team, the parents, everybody knows what the password is. But then also I mentioned there's QR codes available now too, that you can literally take the device and scan it and they're good to go. So that makes things even easier.
Rachel, I didn't know if it's possible, but I know kindergarten's always been really, really interested. I'm not sure if just SPED gets it in elementary, but like I know, I'm just putting it out there. I know specifically kindergarten teachers would really benefit even just from being able to use Boardmaker at all. I'm just letting you know that I don't know if any licenses can go to those teachers or those kids, but I'm just saying they really.
Yeah, is one of the teachers Laura Kennedy?
No, well, she's a SPED teacher. Does she get to use it?
She does have an account, so I mean, I can reach out to her specifically.
Yeah, I would reach out to her. She knows how to use this. I'm just saying, gen ed kindergarten teachers are always.
Yeah, no, that's definitely something to consider for sure. I'll keep that in mind. So really, it's very easy to assign an activity to students. For this, we jump into the My Boardmaker, which is the website component. I know at one point there was some issues with syncing where you were making an activity in Boardmaker Editor and it wasn't coming in here. I haven't heard that in a while, but if you are still having that issue, let me know. I'll give them your account information and they can hopefully fix it for you. But at this point, activities you're making in the editor should come here to your My Boardmaker. So you can see the stuff that I've done recently. You always have this toolbar here to the right. And the one that's a person is where you can assign it to students. So you click on the person icon and it gives you a drop down of all the students. I will be the one that assigns a student to you. So if you give me a student name, I'll put them in, I'll assign them to you, and then they'll show up here. And then all you have to do is click, and you can do multiple students. So if you are wanting to do the whole class, or maybe if it's just your kindergarten bound students that you're doing something for, you would go through and check all the boxes and then just click assign. And then it'll go to the student's account. So it can be found on the computer or on the iPad. So it's really that easy to assign it to them. The hardest part is getting it created, getting it synced up with My Boardmaker, but then you can easily send it off to the students. So like I mentioned, for us, the iPad is probably the best because it can travel. It's easier for students to get to in the classroom, but you can do it on your smart board in the Boardmaker Student Center app on the computer. I'll go over that on the next slide. But there is an app. It's called Boardmaker Student Center. It's in self-service. if it wasn't already pushed out. I think I asked for it to be pushed out to all the MEC iPads, but if it wasn't, it's definitely in the self-service. The very first time that you open the app, it'll ask for your institution ID, which I put here on the slides. But if you go into Boardmaker, just under the My Boardmaker home section, it tells you right here. So it has your name, it'll have your messages, all of that stuff, but this institution ID is what you'll need. So when you're getting on the iPad and it's asking you for that, it's this digit number here. There's two options when you go to get on the iPad. You'll see on the left, it looks like adult. It's like Boardmaker symbols. It's adult. It says instructor/parent. So you can log in with your username and password, and it'll show you all of your students that you have assigned to you. So then you can tap on their picture and see their activities. That's something they've kind of recently updated, which for us might be a little bit more convenient because you could put it on your iPad and then just pull it up for a specific student. But there is
the easiest way.
What'd you say?
That's been the easiest way to log in as me. And
Yeah.
then I can toggle between,
Yeah,
just have one or two names, but that's been the easiest.
for sure. But I know some of you are going to check out iPads for like the foreseeable future. You have like 2 or 3 that you checked off of the cart. So if you do want to just get one student set up on those iPads, the right option, it's a little child Boardmaker symbol. It says student/child. You can put in the student's username and password or scan that QR code, and then it'll only show their activities. And then when you get ready to do something, you just open up the app. It'll stay logged in. So then you just tap on it, pull up the activity, and they're good to go. So like Karen said, if you're doing it with multiple students and you just want to log yourself in on your iPad and click on the student you want, that's an option. Or if you are in a position where students kind of using the same iPad all the time, you can log just them in and they can get to it a little easier. So the computer is basically the same concept. I'm going to show you guys though what it looks like just so you kind of have an idea. So when you, I'll jump out and show you how I got there. There's 2 apps for the computer. Obviously you guys have mainly been using this Boardmaker 7 editor, which is where you make all your activities. But there's also the Student Center app. If you didn't install that yet, that's okay. It's in the self-service, and you just click install like you did for the 7 editor, and it'll put it on your computer. It should automatically sync up with your account, to be honest, kind of like the Boardmaker 7 editor did. But if it doesn't, if you click on menu, you can go in here. It'll say sign in, and then you would click and put in your account information. So the dashboard, there's the activity center, which I'll go over in a minute, and then there's the classroom. This is just this will show activities that you've kind of been working on recently. That's under the playlist. Or if you added something to the playlist in My Boardmaker, it'll show up here. Or My Students is what I was talking about on the iPad. We've got a couple Anchor students here, but you would just click on the student you want, and you can see all the activities that this student has assigned to them. The very first time you do it in Student Center on the computer or on the iPad, it'll have this little icon here. So then you just need to click on it and it'll download it so that you can play it. You can see it's happening fast right now, which is good. I think they've done some updates to it, which have helped. But if it seems like it's taking it a few minutes to download, again, that's what they're saying is normal. It will eventually illuminate so that you can see it and it's ready to be clicked on. And then you just click on it and it pulls up the activity. This is just one I think that you guys actually had in your drive, so it's not an interactive one, but obviously if it's an interactive one, students can go through and do what they need to do, and then you just click the stop sign. You want to confirm that you want to exit, and then you're good to go. So it's really that easy in terms of getting logged in. I logged out. I was just going to show you what the student component looked like. This is what I was talking about, where you have the student and the instructor option. The very first time you do it, this would be where you do the QR code. Or you can click manual login. Grab that institution ID. Where is it? Sorry, I should have had that ready to go. So yeah, this is what it'll look like. You'll put the username, the ID, password. Now you can see it just has the student's assignments. So I think, again, it's probably best if you just log yourself in and find your specific student. But if you do want to just do it one student, it'll say assignments, and this is what it'll look like. So that kind of gives you an overview of how to get onto it and find activities on both the computer and the iPad. You'll notice in the Boardmaker, both on the computer and on the iPad, this top bar, there's a settings gear shift where you can go through and change some settings. So one is the access method. For the computer, it'll be sent to a mouse, but you can change it to simple touch, touch enter, touch exit. If you like look through here, it'll kind of tell you what each one is. I think for the most part, our students are going to either do simple touch or mouse pause. So you might not change much in here, but if you do want to change, if you do have a student that is using a switch, you can set that up as well. Text to speech is what might be really nice for us. You can change the voice. You can make it go faster. You can slow it down. You kind of have the ability to adjust it specifically for a student and whatever they need. You can also set up highlighting words and all that good stuff. So again, under the gear shift is where you can kind of customize it for a specific student. I kind of already talked about the homeschool connection, but the Boardmaker Student Center app is in the Apple App Store, the Microsoft Store, and the Google Play Store. I know some of our parents don't have a lot of space on their devices at home, but if they have a iPad or a phone or something and they do have space, they could download the app and find the same activities that you're doing at school. So if that's something you want to pursue, it is an option. What I wanted to go over is that this whole Boardmaker Student Center comes with some free activities. There's no preparation needed. You don't have to do anything. And actually on the iPad, you don't even have to log in. You could literally pull up the Boardmaker Student Center app and the activities are ready to go. So I'll show you those. Again, it looks very similar on an iPad. Right now, obviously, I'm on the computer. But what I really liked is the math tools. There's a calculator, a 1 dice, 2 dice, a color dice, and a number spinner. So that might be something that you can even pull up on your smartboard. You don't even need to log in. Just pull it up. If you want to pull up the dice for your smartboard or pull up a number spinner for your smartboard. These access games are designed to basically teach a student to like attend to a device and get used to like doing something on the computer or on the iPad. So whack-a-mole is exactly what it sounds like. You go through and you try to find the mole. Yep. So then you click play. As it pops up, you try to tap on it. So this might be a fun one. It's going a little slow because I do have so much up running on my computer. I think, oh, there we go. There's memory games that are ready-made, ready to go if you want to do that. There's matching games. So again, these are totally ready to use. You don't have to do any work on your part to get them set up. I also like the emergent games. There's bubble wrap if you just need like a time killer. This what's in the is a good exploration activity. They tap the circle and it shows them something in the circle. The hidden picture, when it shows up, it's obviously
uncover
hidden.
The picture.
So then we just tap the boxes. You can be talking about, oh, what do you think it is? Kind of work on the questioning there.
Uncover.
They try to reinforce with the sounds. There's easy jigsaw puzzles. Once you finish one, it'll let you move on to another one. Feed the animal is another good one. I know you guys have some animal themes. They literally click. What's nice is that the whole purpose is to teach a student to attend to a device. So they literally just have to tap on it and something happens. So it's kind of a good cause and effect thing. You can see the elephant got fed, so now it's time to feed the lion. It's kind of a cute one. This flip book is what it sounds like. It's a flip book. I was playing with it yesterday and it wasn't doing exactly what I think it's supposed to be doing, but hopefully they'll get the glitches out with that one. There's farm, people, so there's a bunch of different flip books available. These instruments are kind of fun. Again, just kind of as an exploration activity. There's drums, piano, xylophone. So again, these are completely free, ready to go, and real quick activities you can pull up on your smartboard. They were just there under the activity center. On the iPad, it'll say free stuff. When you get logged in, either as yourself or as the student, it'll say free stuff on the left and then assignments on the right. So you just tap on free stuff and it has all those same folders. You can see under here, I put some of my I just showed you all these. These are some of the favorites that I know I've used in the past. In Anger, I have seen them pulling that up on their smartboard before. There's also Core First Learning. This actually focuses specifically on core words. There's different activities and books. You can explore through that. Again, they're free. You don't have to do anything with them. And then these are just a couple of their curriculums. They give you a sample of it and try to encourage you to add it to your subscription. But if there's a couple activities in there that you like, you can use them for free. And then that's pretty much the overview. I mean, it really is pretty simple in terms of assigning activities to students, pulling it up on the device. Can you guys think of anything additional that you would want to use this for? I know it's kind of a lot of information to take in. I'm gonna go ahead and come back in here. It's the kind of thing, you know, it's available. And then, you know, when the moment hits, you'll think of a way that you want to use it.
You were in the Student Center app, right? When you were doing all of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So anything you assign is going to go right to Student Center, either on the iPad or on the computer.
And we assign it with in our Boardmaker account to the student app. Okay.
Yeah, where all of your activities are backed up in the cloud, there's that little icon that you can click on.
Okay.
And once I add your students, they're there and you're able to select them.
Okay.
Any other questions you guys can think of? All right. Well, this was designed to be short and sweet. I know there's a lot going on. A lot of.
Sorry, there's a lot. I feel like we just got like 20 emails and.
I know. That's why it's like, let me just make this quick, easy. You guys have the information for when you're ready to use it. If you want me to add students, let me know. I can get them in really quickly and they'll be ready to go.
But Rachel, if you do send Laura Kennedy an email, she has self-contained, so she would probably really appreciate your guidance with this stuff.
Yeah, I'm going to send out this recording because I know we were missing a few teachers. There's a lot going on. Not everybody was able to join. I want to make sure we get all of the MET kids who might use this set up first. And then I'm sure we'll have some extra licenses. And if we do, I'll see if there's a need elsewhere in the district. But I want to make sure all the MET kids kind of get first dibs at it.
Rachel, we just send you an email with the names.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, literally just their names. I can find them in Power School and put them in there. There shouldn't be much work that the parents need. I mean, they literally should have, if you are even going to do it with a parent, they should just have to scan the QR code. But if you need me to do any demos for them, I can do that. All right. Well, if there's no additional questions, you guys can go. I know there's a lot that needs to be done, but you guys know where I am. If you have any questions, let me know. I will see you guys later today at the faculty meeting.
Thanks, Rachel.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.